definitely people are very disappointed. They're feeling cheated, but there is this hope. There is one hope they're clinging to, and that is that Modi and Yogi will take severe action in the matter. Somehow they trust these two guys, the chief minister and the prime minister, and the day that trust will be broken, I think it will be the end of BJP then. Because faith in Lord Ram remains, but in BJP you are asking. So the BJP is not being held responsible directly. It's the RSS and the VHP, the trust. Small fish are the 8 guys who have been arrested so far. They are the small fish. The bigger fish will get to know. So I think it has not completely dented BJP's image, but people are skeptic about the party now.
Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. Amid the ongoing row over the alleged embezzlement of donations at the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya, Uttar Pradesh Congress has alleged that a delegation of its leaders has been put under house arrest in Ayodhya. Now, UP Congress President Ajay Rai was scheduled to lead a delegation of party MPs and leaders for darshan at the Ram temple on Tuesday, that is today. However, Rai claimed he was placed under house arrest at a city hotel after he arrived there on Monday night. Now, in a video statement, Ajay Rai has alleged that he was kept under detention at Hotel Padma Shri Palace in Ayodhya by the district police officer after he arrived at the temple town. Now, what Rai exactly has said, and I'm quoting, "We intended to visit Ayodhya to seek the blessings of Lord Sri Ram. I was scheduled to lead a delegation of Congress leaders for darshan. We also wanted to pray to the Lord regarding the dispute brought to this holy site by the RSS and the BJP through the theft of offerings and donations as well as land scams." He further alleged that late at night, the Congress leaders were shifted to the Acharya Narendra Dev University guest house and kept under detention there to prevent them from visiting the Ram temple. "We are being subjected to harassment and are being prevented from visiting the temple." In fact, Ajay Rai's wife, she also has recorded a video and put out on the social media saying that she is afraid that her husband faces life threats after he is put under house arrest. So obviously, this has become a big issue. Opposition is also trying to make the most of this situation. Can the opposition succeed? We don't know. But what is the reason why Yogi's police had to go to that extent of putting Ajay Rai and the Congress delegation under house arrest? What does it mean in the political sense? Joining me this evening is author, political commentator, consulting editor to Hindustan Times Lucknow, Sunita Aron joins us. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining. And the first question, which is intriguing everyone, is that Ajay Rai reaches Ayodhya last evening. Immediately, police gets a whiff of that there is an entire delegation which is planning to go to Ram temple. And then they immediately come to they reach that hotel, they shift the others to that university guest house, and he's put under house arrest. And the visuals are also flashed across the media. What does it go to show? And what were the compulsions of Yogi's police to put him under house arrest?
I think, Neelu, what is more important is the scam that has happened and the house arrest, according to me. One, it is technically speaking, it is not a house arrest. Had it been house arrest, he wouldn't have moved out of Varanasi, and that's his home there. This is basically, they detained him, they stopped him from heading towards Ayodhya, and they have detained him, kept him in this university's guest house. This is what has happened. Now, I think the government reaction is also, they have overreacted to the entire thing. There was no need for the government to react to it. if a delegation wanted to go to Ayodhya, what could they have done? They can't hinder or obscurate any type of obstruction in the investigations that are going on, and there is no other construction activity happening there which they can, where they can create any obstacles. So I somehow feel that the government also overreacted to the entire thing about the visit of Ajay Rai and other Congress MPs, and which was spurred by this thing. Suddenly Ajay Rai decided to go to Ayodhya for darshan. I don't think so. It happened just like that. What had triggered is the donation scam, and maybe they wanted some more optics. They wanted some more attention to the issue, as well as that they are raising the issue. A little late. In fact, initially, when the entire controversy had started, it started sometime early June. Akhilesh Yadav, Pawan Pandey, they were the people who were in the forefront, and there was a war of words going on between the chief minister and Akhilesh Yadav. Besides that, the public was coming up. The public was coming with information about the donations that they had made. Like there were a lot of organizations coming forward about the bricks, the silver bricks they had given, and a lot of other donations and offerings that they had made. So I think Congress realized that they have to play an active role in this, and they can't be, they can't just ignore it. It's like Mayawati today. Mayawati woke up today, and there also she's telling people not to do politics on this issue. I don't know what politics is. Opposition is supposed to raise such issues. They are supposed to highlight such issues. It's not that they are going to get votes or brownie points, but definitely it's the role of the opposition. If BJP been in opposition, just imagine what they would have done at that time, how they would have gone
No,
to
but
the
does it go to show? Does it go to show that even BJP realizes that if opposition throws the hat in the ring, apparently the opposition might have an upper edge, and they just don't want to give the opposition to be in the dominant position as far as this issue is concerned.
No, I don't think so, because this has been totally a BJP project, if I put it like that, and it has been a public project. Opposition has played very little role in it. In fact, at that time, when the controversies, when not the controversy, when the Andolan started for the liberation of Ram Janmabhoomi, it was Vishwa Hindu Parishad which had started, Vishwa Hindu Parishad and the Associated Saints. Then after that, in early 1990s, BJP took a plunge, and they came in the they were earlier not participating in public, but they came in public and they joined it, and especially with Advani's Somnath to Ayodhya Yatra. That is what has happened. And then public mobilization, I think the public, the villagers, the city guys, everybody participated in this movement. And after 500 years, after so many sacrifices, so many clashes, such a long drawn legal battle, temple became a reality after a Supreme Court order. And then again, Supreme Court ordered a trust for its management. Well, I think this is where the government faulted. They knew that people will throng the temple. They'll come from all over the world. One, because people worship Lord Ram. Second, because of the hype and because of the battle that had been fought. So there were a lot of sentiments involved, and the public had been mobilized also. Prior to 1990, it was not mobilized, but later on they came together and they joined, and they were a part of the entire campaign. So it's at that time the government should have studied what are the what we have. So India is a land of temples, and we have best of temples, and everywhere they have come up with some type of an arrangement. Like South temples have they come under state law, and
No,
they
but
have
Sunita
other.
ji, you followed this temple politics for decades, and even when the Ram Temple movement was there, very much alive during Mulayam Singh Yadav's time, then Advani's Rath Yatra, and the way this entire temple politics culminated What is your sense that it's the same temple politics? Can it really prove BJP's undoing, or would you say that it's premature to even ask this question?
I think it is premature right now. And if you look at the electoral history, it has been a rather a roller coaster ride for BJP. They grew because they rode this temple movement, but they came down also. After the demolition of the shrine, their decline started, and again after 2014, they again, they started growing. So it's not that the temple gave them everything; it took it away also. Temple politics has been very important, and BJP has definitely come this far. And people credit BJP
No, but
for.
what is your sense? I mean, it's just not about Ayodhya, but it's about other parts of the country also where Ram Bhakts
It's
are
about
opposing.
Sanatan. It's about
Yeah, it's about
Sanatan.
Sanatan, of
It's
course.
about whatever definition of Sanatan is, and it is also to do with anti-Muslim sentiments. It's
No,
both
but
the
what is
things.
your sense? What are the people on the ground really saying? Are they annoyed with BJP? Are they furious about what has happened with the Ram
Yes,
Temple loot?
yes. They are frustrated. They feel betrayed. They are discussing it. How could they do it? And in fact, I was talking to somebody of Sanskrit Vidyapeeth, where they're teaching, they have started a course in management of temples. So they are saying that how can they even take away God's money? We offer him, and how could they do that? They are the ones who are supposed to manage things. They're supposed to take care, and they know the scriptures very well. This in the scriptures also, there are laid down punishments for various classes and levels.
Yeah.
It's not something which is they don't know. And people who are sitting in the Ram Mandir, who have who know more about Sanatan and the scriptures than us, must be knowing that it's a crime. What they have done is a crime, not only law of land, but also according to the scriptures that they read. So definitely people are very disappointed. They're feeling cheated, but there is this hope. There is one hope they're clinging to, and that is that Modi and Yogi will take severe action in the matter. Somehow they trust these two guys, the chief minister and the prime minister, and the day that trust will be broken, I think it will be the end of BJP then. Then the BJP is going to suffer very badly. But right
But
now they trust BJP.
right, no,
Oh,
but
sorry, not BJP. It has dented BJP, but they trust the two
Modi and
personalities.
Yogi, right? No, but this is a dichotomy, and that people don't trust BJP, but they do have a sense of trust as far as Modi and Yogi are concerned. So this kind of a political situation, as what we are seeing on the ground, what you just described, that yes, people are angry, people feel betrayed, people feel cheated. So how is it going to culminate politically, according to you?
No, I think right now everybody is keeping a watch, and there is a public pressure on the PM and CM also, that they have to act. There is already a delay. I think there was a delay when Mahipal Singh, who was working in the temple premises, when he raised it. Later on, again, there has been a delay. Yeah, even in early June when the matter came to light, after that, instead of FIR, they formed an SIT. After the formation of the SIT, things have been moving fast. Like the SIT came. Now you may not,
No, but
people may
even
not
then,
trust the
no,
trust. Hmm.
Sunita ji, but
Hmm.
despite the SIT moving on with the investigation, but don't you think that they are doing a very wishy-washy kind of a job? Now,
No,
like
that's
what
what I'm
Ajay
saying.
Rai raised
That's what
today,
I'm
what the point which
saying.
Ajay Rai raised today, he said that why are those 8 people who are arrested not sent to the police remand? Why is there a judicial custody for them? Now that raises a whole lot of questions,
No, there are a
as far
whole
as
lot
the
of
direction of the investigation is concerned.
Nilu, there are a whole lot of questions that are being raised because SIT, it's a three-member. They are cops, they are officials. They would work under the CM. So naturally, there are questions that are being raised, and people will not blindly accept their findings. The questions will be raised about their findings also. Like people are talking about what can a driver do? How much? Like everybody is saying that the driver is the kingpin. How can driver be a kingpin if the person for whom he's working is keeping his eyes closed? And Champat Rai is someone who's called the encyclopedia of Ayodhya, someone who knows every gully, who knows every case, who knows everybody, every individual, whether they are pro VHP or anti VHP, because he has been a part of the movement since it started, much before it came in public limelight. 1980s, I suppose he joined VHP when they were planning to raise these issues, and he became very close to Ashok Singhal. So people have questions now. Now the trust is meeting, I suppose, very soon, and the demand that it should be dissolved. I think the Congress has demanded that the trust should be dissolved. Definitely should be dissolved. They have questioned
Even Rapendra Mishra said that it needs a complete overhaul. So maybe they would dissolve the trust. They would try and bring in a new system. But will that be enough to restore the faith of the devotees?
Look, uh, faith is, if they, it's a very difficult question to answer today, because faith in Lord Ram remains, but in BJP you are asking. So the BJP is not being held responsible directly. It's the RSS and the VHP, the trust. Anna, so they all are from the RSS and VHP, and the Supreme Court had, directed formation of the trust. So nobody from BJP is directly involved in the entire thing. It's although their relationship is, there is a very thin line where you get to know he's a BJP guy or a RSS guy.
No, but this whole narrative around the big fish and the small fish. Champat Rai,
Yeah.
people say, is a small fish. Anil Mishra is a small fish. Now, if you call them a small fish, they were the ones who were sitting next to Prime Minister Modi. Anil Mishra and he and his wife, they were sitting next to Prime Minister when the consecration ceremony was on, when the rituals were happening. So, do we qualify them as small fish? Do we qualify Champat Rai as a small fish? And if they are small fish, who's the big fish? I'm wanting to know.
No. They were the key leaders who were at that time involved in the construction of the Ram temple. They were the people who were part of the trust at that time also. So definitely they were sitting in a prime position. They were sitting with the prime minister because of their involvement in the entire thing. But definitely they are big fish. They're not small fish. They are big fish because they report directly to, if they report at all, they report directly to the prime minister or the chief minister. And if they don't report, they inform the prime minister. And of course, they were in touch with Nripen Mishra ji also, who has also been at the helm of affairs for years to come. So you can't say they are small fish. Small fish are the 8 guys who have been arrested so far. They are the small fish. The bigger fish will get to know. But definitely, I think alongside pinpointing people who are responsible for this thing, I think what people also want is that some steps should be taken to check it forever. Like all these, like the CCTV cameras, were they good enough? The monitoring, the surveillance, the people, there were a lot of manual exchanges from the car. There were about 40 donation boxes. So the money was taken out, and then what the cameras they. Now there are two stories that are in circulation. One is that Champat Rai came to know about it, and he got a hidden camera put to get a proof. One is that. The other one is that CM came to know about it, and then he had one camera fixed there, and that's how they came to know about the entire thing. So besides the CCTV cameras,
So
they did try to put a.
who's the first person who discovered that a theft has happened? Because Akhilesh also made a mention
No,
about it.
Mahipal Singh, I think he was the guy who, in 21, I suppose, he had said that the
Right.
money is being stolen. Some donations are being stolen. And then after that, also, there have been murmurs. But, Ayodhya somehow, unfortunately, people have so much of faith, but there have been controversies surrounding the temple city, from the land registries to so much happening, and somewhere I think the government could have been more vigilant knowing, they had the track record, what was happening in Ayodhya. Earlier, there were complaints of people not getting their full amount and all that stuff. So, I think the government could have been more vigilant. They were not that vigilant as they should have been, because donations were pouring in. They were pouring in. It's not something which that people came to a temple and offered. All big shots came, and it was something, and they gave whatever. Even such is because of the sentiments involved. Women went and gave their bangles, and they took off their gold bangles, and they offered that to Lord. So it was they were it was something which there was a flood of donations and offerings and all kinds, cash, diamonds, silver, and all. And these silver bricks they got earlier also. I remember when Ashok Singhal was leading the movement, there was a Shila Pujan, and we were told that two silver bricks and one gold brick had come, and we used to ask him, "Where are they?" He said they are in the locker. So it was something which we knew about, that which was being talked about, and now to this, do they done any audit? Do they have any record of all the donations that have come in? I think the government will have to come out with that, and there has to be a larger inquiry covering various aspects of the donations.
But the
Theft is one
magnitude
part.
but the magnitude and the scale of this theft is too huge. Some people say it's
True.
1400 crores, some say 200 crores. But will we get to the bottom of the reality as to how many crores were swindled and who pocketed how much? How will we come to know that? Or is
I think they'll have to. SIT can't do it. SIT can't do it. There has to be a higher level probe, and there are three different aspects of the entire controversy. One is the money that came, that formation of the trust and their activity. Second is the money trail, how much went where, how much was received as you do it. Even the banks have had pointed out. At one stage, the SBI bank officials had pointed out that there is some issue with it. And third is definitely what has to be done. Because, we are talking about religious tourism right now. People are just visiting temple cities, it's Kashi also. And after you have
yeah, true.
Mathura, then you'll have that, it's all over across UP,
No, but
across country.
will in any way do you think that will this Ram temple loot now open sort of a Pandora's box? People will start looking at the Kashi Vishwanath, the Mathura also with a lot of suspicion. I mean, just with that one question in mind, if a devotee goes, that what if this money which I'm donating is going to be looted or is going to be taken away by those very temple functionaries?
I think in Kashi, if I know correctly, the counting and all was done under the supervision of a magistrate. There was
Okay.
it was not just a trust which was doing it. It was the system was different. We have not heard anything from Kashi as yet, except that the tokens and everything they're charging more for entry and all that stuff. So far, we have not heard anything. In Mathura, I think the Goswami family takes care, and it's a huge Goswami family, and there have been controversies around that also. Look, when a person will go there, I think for some days, say for till the issue is alive, they will think about it. But thereafter, I think your faith takes over, your sentiments take over such doubts. Then it will not be. Otherwise, I've also heard some women saying, "अरे हमने तो भगवान को चढ़ा दिया, अब जो ले गया ले गया." We
Yeah.
Indians are very emotional people, and when we visit temples, people when go to temples in distress, and they have so much to ask for, they have so much to pray for, and that time whatever money they offer, they don't even think about it. Only big people, they come with big money and they do. Otherwise, I think a common man, how much will he go and offer? Because he thinks that the God is listening to his prayers. He doesn't have to bribe God for with money to do that. So definitely for some time, for some days or weeks, it all depends how the issue will unfold. People will think about it when they'll go to a temple, but thereafter, it will be their faith and their prayers. But yes,
But do you think that the BJP is going to allow this issue to just take its own time to cool down, or will they be forced to take some drastic action? Say, for example, arresting Champat Rai and arresting Anil Mishra. Can they do that?
I think they'll have to take some action if they have
Okay.
to win back the confidence of the people. It's too big an issue for the BJP, for the Prime Minister and the Chief Minister themselves personally. That I don't think so.
They
If
can't brush it
somebody,
aside. Yeah.
no, they can't brush it aside, and the status of the person perhaps may not matter at that time, because
No,
it's a
but
matter.
can it reach up to a person like Nripendra Mishra also? Anil Mishra, you were saying that they could take stern action. Now, stern
Look,
action, of course, means
look.
arresting a person like Champat Rai or Anil Mishra or even Nripendra Mishra. Can they do that?
I don't know Anil Mishra, so I won't comment on it. About Champat Rai, people say he's very arrogant. He's rude to the core. But then there are people who vouch for his honesty, like Nipen Mishra was doing. He said that I'll vouch for his honesty. We have seen Nipen Mishra in UP as a bureaucrat. And in fact, today everybody knows that he was with Mulayam Singh Yadav when firing happened, because now Akhilesh is talking about it. Otherwise, nobody ever questioned Nipen Mishra, never took Nipen Mishra's name when they talked about firing on car savers. So Nipen Mishra also has a reputation to stand by. But what I personally feel, that it's too big an issue for BJP to just ignore or brush it aside. They'll have to take, because they know that it has taken them years and years of hard work, and Ram has been very has blessed them with power, with the type of power that they enjoy.
So
They
you would
can't
say that
afford
this is
to.
BJP's first big challenge because so far, whatever issues came before BJP, they've brushed it aside or they've brazened it out. So this
Yes,
particular issue they won't be able to brazen out.
yes, because it's a big challenge. Because you know, if the had the opposition just raised it, and there was no truth in it, then there was no. Then they would have said, it's just 1,000 rupees, or say a lakh, or 10 lakh, or 1 crore of pilferage. Now we are correcting the system. It wouldn't have been. Now the SIT report has confirmed it. Now they've already recovered about 80 lakhs or so, and they're talking about crores of pilferage embezzlement. It's not a
Yes.
small amount, and everybody knows that the donations were huge in when people went to Ram Mandir. Everybody went and said, "We have come here," and they offered whatever they could do according to their capacity. So I think it has not completely dented BJP's image, but people are skeptic about the party now,
Right.
and they want uh, CM and PM to take action in the matter, and they're very some are hopeful about it. And I also personally think both of them will take action in the matter, because it's a matter of their party, their own future, their own credibility. Whatever they have earned is at stake.
Right. All right. So we'll have to see how things unfold on this front. Thank you so much, Sunita Aron, for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye.